Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. On this channel, I generally tend to analyze metal music, some rock music. Sometimes we'll get into some a cappella or just some really freaking awesome clean singing. But if I go too far outside of these genres, we tend to lose a lot of you, our audience, which is why I am jealous of Ronnie Radke. He has this ability to go on these musical side quests and bring everyone along. I think that's awesome. But for example, recently he went country, full out country, and I can't wait to hear what that sounds like. I'm along for this ride, so let's get to it. But first, a quick word from our sponsor. I'm a big believer in therapy. Whether or not you're going through a tough time and you need someone to talk to, or you just want to level up your skills at being a human. I personally use BetterHelp, and I've been very impressed with their service. I once looked around Los Angeles for over a year for a therapist, and I still could not find one. When I used BetterHelp, I was matched with a licensed therapist within 48 hours. I simply went to their site. You can use my link in the description for a discount. It's betterhelp.com, H-E-L-P, betterhelp.com/charismatic voice. And I answered a few quick questions, then ding. Just a few hours later, I was messaging with my new therapist. That speed really impresses me. I've done therapy at multiple points in my life, and never before have I gotten in to see somebody that quickly. When you need help, you shouldn't have to wait months or years to get it. I also really appreciate that BetterHelp makes therapy possible for people who live in remote areas or who would otherwise have trouble accessing it or getting to appointments. Mental health is crucial, and it shouldn't be hard to access. If you're struggling or you just want to level up your human skills, I highly recommend BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/charismatic voice or just type in the channel name The Charismatic Voice during sign up, and you'll receive a special discount for your first month. Your mental health matters. Now, let's give our brains a treat and appreciate some great music. Like the Wild West here.
Yeah, I've been high and low, I've been sober, I've been fighting, searching for my love in all the wrong places. Word up on the streets is I got a bad reputation. Yeah, I may have true blood, but that was true love. Got a stroke of bad luck everywhere I look. Every time I go right, everything goes wrong, and I self-destruct when I'm close to love. So someone save my soul, because
I know we're about to get into a chorus. That is how it's been built up here. But as much as I want to continue on to see that, we have to go back. That's what this is all about. It's about analyzing, going back, and taking a moment to appreciate all the details, because holy crap, Falling in Reverse adds so much to their music, to their music videos. It's just brilliant work, and we need to really appreciate what they do. So we're going to go back to the beginning. First of all, that entrance on a Pegasus. You're like, and he rolled into town, and you're like in the Wild West. Yeah, you're like, on his horse. No, his Pegasus. Oh, I love that. I love that. This looks like that movie set place that's north of Los Angeles. Isn't there this whole set? Didn't it burn down at one point? I'm thinking, gosh, what was that? I just feel like this set is really, really familiar. Did they rent it out? Where was this shot? This is so cool. Either that or it was shot in Arizona somewhere. Very, very possible. What a strange dichotomy.
yeah, I've been
I'm so
high
here for the
and low,
entrance.
I've been sober, I've been fighting, searching for my love in all the wrong places. Word up on the streets is I got a bad reputation. Yeah, I may have true blood, but that was true love.
I'm so curious where that gold piece is going to go. But first, let's go back a little bit here and talk about what Ronnie is doing vocally to bring a little more country into his tone. He already had like a definite in your face kind of tone. I think that's coming from that punk rock day. He's had a never an apologetic tone, we'll say. And to go towards country, you generally need to tilt the voice forward. You'll focus it more and more in here, which is not that different from going to contemporary music from opera. But you add more twang, right? Twang tends to be, for many people, equivalent to a country sound. And you add twang by generally focusing the voice like right here. There's a sensation. When you've got twang, it feels like it's buzzing kind of right behind your nose. This can be achieved by dropping the soft palate some. It can also be achieved by closing up some pharyngeal space. And also, there tends to be a lot more leaning into R coloration, not to mention just having maybe more of a Southern accent, which leans on R coloration of the vowels. So check out the way he adds a little more nasality, twang, in general to his tone, and then his R's. They are bold. They are very R-ish.
Yeah, I've been high and low, I've been sober, I've been faded. Searching for my love in all the wrong places.
Wrong. Leaning into the NG helps the twang. Gotta say, the very first time I heard that line, bad reputation, picked it up, there is, gosh, I think that's 2 octaves lower on the doubling. It's hilarious the way they beefed up bad reputation. Yet he's in white. Just gotta point that out. Man in white, man in black. We know that there are lots of stories about this. It even mixes up the storyline sometimes. Anyhow, some great TV series out there about that. Let's keep going.
Got a bad reputation. Yeah, I may have true blood, but that was true love. Got a stroke of bad luck everywhere I look. Every time I go right, everything goes wrong, and I self-destruct when I'm close to love. So someone save my soul, because all my life I've fucked up and I can't deny. I do my best to get it together.
It's like Maverick meets Marvel here. I love Maverick, by the way. What a great movie. But the whole gun scenes there, it's got that edginess and definitely that massive video game action feeling that a lot of the Fallen Universe videos have had. But I love the way we brought that into this world of Maverick, essentially. And woohoo. So cowboy them. Let's go back to that chorus one more time. Oh, this was really interesting. On the pre-chorus, he's going down a scale, but he actually drops one of the pitches a half step lower. And it makes for an interesting, sort of like a really, it's one of those intriguing notes that you'll suddenly hear. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Theory-wise, I'm saying, drops a half step. It shifts it from a normal, like a C major scale that you would hear, a diatonic scale. But in this case, it's switching to a lower pitch at one point, and it makes it this really colorful note that just brings a certain edge of excitement. I'll point out on the word where it's happening each time. Everywhere. That's the first time I think that we had it. Where? Close. That's really cool. Oh, wow! I totally missed that snap from Man in White to Man in Black. There, it's like I'm going to save this. I lied, right? That's baller. What a twist. I really dig the words to this. This idea that, right, that I think so many people want to be a hero. They want to save the day. And a lot of times you just end up not doing what you'd intended. Right? It's more like life is what happens while you're making plans. And I love the way that all of that wording went together so well with that switch from Man in White to Man in Black. Like, hey, like I came here, I was gonna do awesome stuff, and now everything is going up in gunfire. Oh, it's so relatable. That's awesome.
Up and down, I've been through hell and back. I've had my share of drama, baby. Please cut me some slack. I know you wanna get through to me, but I am my worst enemy. I may have true blood, but that was true love. Just talking bad like everywhere.
And talk about another person who has had an incredible musical career. Jelly Roll is, he just, I think, blew everyone away when he started hollering, singing like crazy, amazing lines. I love the way he's continued to evolve musically over the years. And I think that he and Ronnie have a lot of similarities. So I was really excited to hear that they were collaborating because it's really hard for an artist, for a band to continue to be relevant. Times are changing. Times change faster now than they ever have before. I think that's one of the reasons we also have so much crazy diversity in music as new genres are just popping up everywhere. To stay with that and stay in the spotlight, stay relevant to your audience, that is incredibly difficult to do. I think one of the greatest artists of all time for me is Ella Fitzgerald. Watching how she evolved her career is such an incredible lesson to so many musicians and so rarely well done. These two have both reinvented themselves. My gosh, I feel like Falling in Reverse is, gosh, they're on their third or fourth reinvention, I would say. It's pretty incredible. And I love seeing these two who also have a history of just a tough life. And they're coming together on this common ground, essentially. I wouldn't call it strict country. This is like country rock. It's got a little extra heavy wrapped in there. I'm gonna go back to Jelly Roll's entrance. Talk about his voice, because gosh, what an incredible instrument. I love that breakdown right there. I want more of it. Ooh, did you hear that? He even yelled Jelly Roll right as he came up. I missed that.
Yeah, I've been up and down. I've been through hell and back. I've had my share of drama, baby. Please cut me some slack.
Oh, she reminds me of Maeve. What a good series. But Jelly Roll, I love the way that his voice feels very full and throaty. And it's like he's got a ton of extra space here, but he adds a little gravel in there too. It's not just like this big beefy baritone sound. Instead, it's like there's beef behind it, but that beef has been aerated by life. Right? I think it has such an incredible natural tone, and then he puts focus on that, right? In the same way that I was talking about Ronnie bringing that twang into his sound, Jelly is able to bring the sound into this mask in the front so that it has some kick behind it, has some extra drive and little narrow. It's like taking this incredible beefy aerated instrument and then focusing it through a tiny straw, and it makes a really incredible sound. I imagine this must be such a fun sound to produce too, because there's so many different colors and timbres that a producer could pull and nudge out of it.
Yeah, I've been up and down. I've been through hell and back.
I love the depth.
I've had my share of drama, baby. Please cut me some slack. I know you wanna get through to me, but I am my worst enemy. I may
And just one other thing right before we get to them singing together, hopefully. The way that Jelly Roll takes this incredible instrument. It's very, I would say, like, we've got like a semi truck kind of size instrument here. And then he narrows it when he goes up top. That is so technically proficient. A lot of people, when they've got this kind of instrument, when they go up to the top, they're going to just lose control of it. It'll start cracking everywhere because they're trying to hawk up too much breath pressure. That breath pressure hits the vocal folds and it can't sustain it anymore as it's going higher, and it splats apart and the voice cracks. This is one of the most common mistakes I hear, especially with men who have naturally low and beefy voices when they're going up top. Jelly takes that sound and he focuses it. He doesn't lose that natural timbre, but he narrows the sound and is able to take it much higher and have so much more agility available on top as well. Super smart and just honestly great vocal training.
Some slack. I know you wanna get through to me, but I am my worst enemy.
Listen to those R's again and the twang. Okay, I just have to point out, there's this moment when he's getting out of jail here. The girls are like, yeah, we're gonna go be cool too. And the guys are like, no. You look nice and all, but we're gonna totally bro out now. Like, what? Just the R coloration of that vowel is exquisite. And so many schools of singing say that that is a terrible thing to hold out. It's considered a generally ugly sound. But when you do this and you go full country, you have to have it. It's like, it is one of the essences of country. Does that not look like the set from Westworld, y'all? All right, Westworld. I think this must be in celebration of Pride too. That's pretty awesome. Because you got that full-on rainbow bursting out from the chest. Side note, Robot Unicorn Attacks is one of the most fun games with the best theme songs ever. I know I covered it. It was really, really, really fun. Anyhow, back to the shootout, because I wanted to point out a few awesome musical things that happened here. I love that extra sound of distortion that we're getting on the guitar there. That's super awesome. I love the way, I hadn't noticed before, the ever so much R coloration. The way it just stacks on top of each other. It almost feels like we're on a Stairmaster going into an awesome instrumental break here. It's cool. Huh. Oh my gosh, he drank the green fairy. Did that just happen? I think I saw some absinthe. One of the reasons that I think that falling in reverse is working so well for a lot of people is the way that they don't ever linger too long an idea. They'll bring in a new thing very quickly. I think it appeals to the generally shorter attention span that I think a lot of people have these days versus 20 years ago, right? Or even 10 years ago. We want things to just grab our attention and keep it. Really, really glue it because it's really easy to find another 15-second clip that's going to make me laugh of a red panda, probably a red panda. But I'm going to go back, check out. I love the way that this shifted so brilliantly into one section and then barely let us hang out there before going to another.
Go!
Go! That's a hoedown. Oh my gosh. Wait, did that just go into a baby carriage? Oh, the details in this are incredible. And I think it looks like they're doing line dancing. I feel like I did this at one point in high school. Oh, when you wonder, how did Elizabeth grow up without hearing rock and metal music? The answer is I was listening to a lot of classical music. I mean, hello, went into opera. So that should give you a pretty big clue of what I grew up on as far as music goes. Lots of Debussy. I love Debussy piano music. I listened to some country because I, grew up on an orchard. Lots of church music too. And so when I say I think I did this line dance in high school, believe me, is it like I want to say electric slide? Well, I don't remember what it was called. I think it might have been something electric. We're gonna check out where that absinthe goes. Drink me. It's like Alice in Wonderland there. Yeehaw. I'll pause it in just a moment. Oh, no way. Is that like a little baby kraken? I think that might be a kraken. It looks like there might be a little tiny octopus or some sort of sea creature in there. That's awesome. Side note, I love octopi. If you guys don't see him sometimes, just know we have Krakino. He's probably like behind the video screen right now, but Krakino is back there. He's a channel mascot. Thank you, Devin Townsend. And there's so many reasons why, which I can go into another time. The fact that there appears to be a sea creature in this bassinet has me way too excited. Oh yeah, it's totally an octopus!
All my life I fucked up and I can't deny. I'm doing my best to get it together. I told you once
Oh my gosh. The way he just belts out on top there is glorious. Jelly Roll, thank you so much for bringing this amazing sound. I think it was super smart production-wise to drop out the band at that point and just let his voice carry it. It has so much emotion. It's so human. It just connects right away because, like I said, like aerated beef, right? Like it feels like we've got some holes in us. Maybe they're sprouting rainbows. But those holes are what make us human. Those flaws, right? That's how the light gets in. And it's essential, I think, for singers to relate to that because art is about expressing the human condition. Jelly Roll's just inherent sound expresses human condition to me. I think it's incredibly relatable. Oh, let's go back a little bit. I want that build up. Oh, I like the way that they just blare out this sound. It is belted. It is full. It's not like what I talked about earlier where you bring the heavy and it's so much that it's going to crack. It is heavier, but it doesn't feel like it's tempting that crack. Instead, it's this beautiful balance of like the right amount of heavy with the right amount of focus because we haven't gone up into that super tip top area yet. And I feel that in order to create a sound like this that is really sustainable, you need to have really, really low support. It sounds like Jelly Roll just digs into his feet, digs in really, really low. The sound feels primal to me. It feels like it's coming from the lowest area of engagement that can be engaged to assist with singing, which is really your pelvic floor muscles. It is connected and brilliant. I hear some arytenoid rattle too, I think. This definitely feels like we're taking a trip here. I'm not sure what's real. Well, maybe it wasn't real from the start of the Pegasus, but I'll choose to believe that those are actually real. But the moment we got the absinthe here and had this whole hoedown, it's like Granny is the only person here that can actually see straight anymore, but she's even going to be affected by those fumes. I love the massive sound. Oh my gosh! Kraken, first of all. And I hear yeehaw, it's almost like we took the Polar Express, except for it was, I don't know, the Desert Express, the Southwest Express. I love also this little, like, woohoo. All of this, all of the lyrics, if you just said them, it might feel really heavy and down. But the way that they've been set through this whole thing, it has that, like, it's gonna be fine. Look, like we're just living life the best we can here. And I appreciate that. It lets people know that it's okay to make mistakes. It really is okay. Why is this so inspirational? Yeah. Oh, it even looks like the old movies. Awesome. Well, that was a wild success. I love this combo of these two artists. And if you want to see some more analysis of them, you can check out this playlist over here. I'm also going to toss on a couple of things that maybe previously wouldn't have done well on the channel, but I'll give it another try. Just one more try. And may you fall more in love with music every day. Mwah!